It was supposed to be just another day at the zoo. Warm sun-packed crowds, strollers crammed with snacks. But in the gorilla exhibit, Amara didn't move. She sat tucked into the farthest corner, her body folded in on itself, eyes locked on the floor, like she was waiting for something. Keepers lingered nearby, murmuring updates into radios she hasn't eaten won't respond. It's been weeks. Most visitors moved on quickly, but one boy paused, pressed his hand to the glass, and in that moment, everything shifted. Amara hadn't reacted to anything. Not the other gorillas, not the staff, not the steady parade of guests tapping the glass and calling her name. She's never been the same since the baby. Zookeeper murmurs, watching with a kind of helpless ache. I think she's shutting down. It's been 3 months since her infant slipped away in the quiet hours of the night. 3 months since her grief split the air, her arms wrapped tight around a tiny still form she wouldn't let go. The team had to intervene eventually, but a piece of her stayed broken. She stopped calling, stopped eating. Until now, a group of school kids bunches near the habitat, noisy and restless. Most barely glance before wandering off, disappointed by her stillness, except one. A boy maybe 7 inches forward toward the glass. No yelling, no wild gestures, just stillness, calm like he's drawn there. His name is Milo. He gently places his palm to the glass, and for the first time in weeks, Amara lifts her head at first. It's subtle, a flicker in her hand, a turn of her great skull. Then her eyes meet his, and something crackles to life. Her once dull gaze sharpens, locks on his. She doesn't blink, her nostrils flare, and then without a sound she rises a step, then another, slow, deliberate. She moves across the enclosure. Gasps ripple through the crowd. A few parents pull their kids back. She hasn't come this close in over a month now. She's right at the glass, towering, her breath fogs the pain, and then her hand lifts softly with intention. She presses it to the glass, palm to palm with Milo. He doesn't flinch. The crowd goes still. Some smile, some frown, unsure what they're witnessing. It feels almost reverent. A zookeeper radios in. Amara just approached someone, first contact in 31 days. Another staff member stares, something about that boy. There's a strange familiarity, but no one, not yet, understands what's really unfolding. No one knows. This isn't the first time Amara's seen that face, and it will change everything. No one speaks. Her hand stays flat against the glass. Unmoving giant fingers spread wide across from Milo's smaller hand, his palm steady against the fogged-up surface, eyes locked to hers like they're sharing something unspoken. The crowd has grown, phones raised, flashes popping, but Amara doesn't react. She only sees him. Headkeeper Dana arrives briskly, radio crackling. She slows when she sees them. She's touching the glass, someone whispers, since the baby. Not once. Dana steps closer. Her brow knits, something in Amara's stance. It isn't just alert. It's something deeper. Recognition. Something almost human. Then Amara shifts again. Her other hand lifts slowly. She begins to move her fingers. At first it looks random, loose movements, but Dana goes still, breath caught. It's not random. It's sign language, clumsy, broken signs, the ones they used in early bonding exercises while Amara was pregnant. Her motions are shaky but clear. She's trying to communicate. Dana whispers, stepping to the glass. Milo tilts his head, watching. He looks calm, steady. His hand hasn't moved. His mother. Helen steps forward gently. Milo, come on, sweetheart, but he doesn't budge. Dana turns and looks at the woman. What's his name? Helen Matthews. She says, puzzled. This is Milo. Dana freezes, a cold flush rising. No, it can't be. I'll be right back, she says, and hurries toward the offices. She tears through records, old forms, files, gathering dust, programs from years. Past a short-lived animal-assisted bonding trial, one that paired expecting gorillas with visiting kids behind secure glass. The goal was to explore emotional links between species, and there in a faded log she finds it, Mother Helen Matthews' son. Milo Matthews' weekly sessions 4 years ago, months after the program ended following the infant's death. Dana stares down at the entry, her grip tightening around the edge of the folder. Oh my God, she breathes. She scrambles for the archive of photos, finds one tucked between reports nearly 5 years old. A toddler in a red hoodie, palm pressed to the glass. Amara looming behind it, pregnant, unmistakable. It's Milo, smaller then, but clearly him. Back at the enclosure, Amara has settled before the boy. Her hand still against the glass, her gaze fixed on a child she hasn't seen in years. The crowd watches a touching scene, but Dana sees something deeper. This isn't curiosity, she murmurs. It's memory. She remembers him and Milo. He still doesn't know. Dana hurries back, clutching the photo. Her pulse racing. The crowd hasn't budged. Neither has Amara. Milo is now seated cross-legged like he belongs right there. Dana kneels beside Helen. Do you remember coming here years ago? She asks gently. Helen pauses. Yes, Milo was so small. I was going through a hard time. Someone told me about the program, something to help with emotional bonding. I didn't think it meant much, but he loved it. Dana shows her the photo. Helen gasps, That's us. Milo leans in, eyes narrowing on the image. That's me, he whispers. Dana nods. Amara was pregnant. Then she responded to you more than anyone in the group. You used to sit here every week just like this. He tilts his head slightly. I don't remember, he says truthfully, but Amara does. The gorilla moves again, slowly with intention, lowering her huge frame nearly flat against the ground, and then begins, tapping the glass, soft, deliberate 3 taps, pause, 2, it's a rhythm, a signal, a memory. Milo's hands move without thinking, tapping back, tap, 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 pause, tap, tap. Amara releases a quiet, throaty rumble, a sound no one's heard from her in months. Dana's breath catches. It's their game. They used to do this before the baby. Milo looks up, eyes wide. Did she miss me? Dana swallows hard. I think she never stopped. The energy around them shifts. The whispers grow tender. Someone sniffles. A father tucks his child closer. Amara begins to sway gently side to side, her arms folding inward like she's cradling something. Nothing, not really. Milo watches, his brow furrows, and he murmurs, she's pretending I'm her baby. No one corrects him, because maybe he's right. Zoo staff exchange looks. This isn't just interaction. It's memory resurfacing. It's grief taking shape. It's something deeper. Helen kneels beside her son. Her hand hovers, unsure, but Milo speaks first. It's okay, Amara, he says softly. I'm here now, and somehow that's all it takes. Amara releases a deep exhale, rests her massive arm along the ground, and lowers her head onto it, still facing the boy for the first time in 3 months. She closes her eyes, not from sadness, but calm. The morning drifts into midday, but neither of them moves from the glass. Milo sits rooted. She stays watching. Zookeepers have roped off the area. The mood has shifted from spectacle to something solemn. There are no selfies, no chatter, only silence, and the steady, soft rhythm of Milo's fingers tapping. Dana stands nearby, radio in hand, her voice low. She's calm. No distress signs, vitals look stable, appetites returning, and yet her assistant replies quietly. Then, why does this feel so fragile, like it could all shatter? Because we're all thinking the same thing, even if no one says it. What happens when the boy leaves? Inside the habitat, Amara begins gathering objects, scraps of cloth, torn toy pieces, handfuls of leaves. She arranges them in a neat pile by the glass. Dana watches, her brow furrowing. She's nesting, she breathes. She's making a bed for him. Helen from her bench nearby. Helen covers her mouth, both hands trembling. Milo looks up. Can I give her something? Dana hesitates, then nods. The boy reaches into his backpack and pulls out a stuffed elephant, worn soft with time, one ear barely hanging on. He presses it gently to the glass. Amara freezes, her eyes fixed on the toy. Then, slowly, cautiously, she raises her hand, mimicking him. Palm to elephant, palm to glass. A soft breath escapes her chest. Then she takes her old cloth and folds it over the toy's reflection, like she's tucking it in. Dana glances at Helen, her voice. Julo, she's mothering again. She's gone full maternal, and I think she truly believes he's come back. Helen's voice is fragile. And what if he leaves again? Dana doesn't answer. At the staff office, the debate begins. Is this healthy? Is it safe? What happens when Milo stops visiting? What if this new bond turns into something harder to undo? But Dana stands firm. She's healing, and this boy he's part of. That a plan forms carefully. Weekly visits with trained staff close by, not only for Amara's sake, but for Milo's, because something in him has shifted too. He's sleeping through the night again, talking more, laughing. Helen sees it in small ways. A light that had dimmed now flickering back the next. Visit Amara is already waiting at the glass. Milo brings her a drawing, her cradling a baby gorilla with a boy beside them when he holds it up. Amara grunts softly, and then ever so gently she leans forward, presses her forehead to the glass. Milo does the same, and for one perfect moment there are no zookeepers, no barriers, no missing years, just two beings finding each other again. The video spreads like wildfire, a gorilla, a boy, a reunion years in the making. Millions watch as Amara leans into the glass, a stuffed toy beside her, rocking back and forth beside the boy she hadn't seen in half a decade, but never once forgot. Reporters flood the gates of the zoo. Some call it memory, some say it's human projection, but the ones who were there, they know they saw something true. And inside her enclosure, Amara waits now every day. Milo visits weekly with Keepers and his mom. Each time she greets him with quiet grace. No distress, no outbursts, just the steady peace of a mother with something to hold again. Dana watches nearby, radio in hand. She's not just surviving anymore, she tells the board. She's alive. The board listens and greenlights more funding, therapy, enrichment, maybe even reviving the old bonding program. Still, Dana hesitates. What if Milo stops coming? The thought lingers, unspoken, heavy, but then unexpected news. Milo starts asking about that time, about the program, about why they stopped, and finally Helen answers, "We lost someone too," she says softly, showing him a photo, a man's smiling arms wrapped around baby Milo. "Your dad when he passed. I didn't know how to come back here or how to face it." She pauses. "You were different back then, calmer, and she helped you. We called her Big Mama." He doesn't remember the name, but when he says it at the glass, Amara lets out a low, deep hum, like a sigh of recognition. Like she does somehow, and something shifts. Milo begins to draw her over and over, Amara and her baby, Amara and him. Amara peering out through the glass. Dana collects the drawings, quietly hangs them in the staff office, murmuring, "She's his closure, but maybe he's hers too." One cloudy afternoon, Milo brings his final picture. Amara standing tall, a baby beside her, their hands touching. Dana kneels next to him. "We found one," she says, "a baby, orphaned, young, scared. We think Amara's ready the day the infant arrives." The staff stands still, barely breathing. The crate door opens. Amara watches from across the space, alert, but steady. The baby takes slow steps forward, unsteady, eyes wide and alone. Then Amara moves, not rushed, not wary, but calm. She approaches and sits. The baby presses into her, and for the first time since losing her child, Amara wraps her arms around another Milo, watches quietly, tears slipping down his cheeks. He doesn't press his hand to the glass this time. He just whispers, "You don't have to miss me anymore." What would you do if a gorilla remembered your face after all those years? Amara's story reminds us that grief runs deep, but love runs deeper across species, beyond silence, even through time. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to believe again. Have you ever seen an animal do something you'll never forget? Tell us in the comments, and until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and remember, some bonds never break.